Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coin Collections, Coin Collectors and Enthusiasts. Have you ever wondered if that old penny sitting in your change jar or in a drawer somewhere might be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, today, we're going to dive into a coin that could very well have you sitting on a small fortune, the 1963 Lincoln penny. That's right. This seemingly simple coin from the early 1960s could be worth a lot more than its face value, and in some cases, we're talking about a mind-blowing amount. So, if you're a collector or just someone who loves to dig into the history and potential value of coins, make sure you stick around until the end of the video, where we'll reveal just how much this penny can be worth. First, let's take a step back in time to the year 1963. The United States was in the midst of significant change, as the nation was experiencing a time of both political turbulence and cultural transformation. President John F. Kennedy was in office, and the country was dealing with the aftermath of the Cuban Missile Crisis, civil rights movements, and shifting global power dynamics. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was continuing its production of coinage for daily use, including the iconic Lincoln cent, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. The 1963 Lincoln penny is part of a series of coins that were minted during the early 1960s, a period that was both historically important and also a time of significant coinage production. While these pennies were widely circulated and used for transactions during the era, few of them have survived in excellent, uncirculated condition. And it's this rarity, along with some unique characteristics, that could make the 1963 Lincoln penny a prized possession for collectors today. If you've ever held a Lincoln penny in your hand, you're familiar with its distinctive design. The obverse side features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The artist's portrait of Lincoln was chosen as a symbol of American strength, leadership, and the nation's commitment to democracy. Around Lincoln's bust, you'll see the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and, of course, the year of mintage, which in this case is 1963. The reverse side of the coin shows the iconic wheat stalks, which have been a hallmark of the Lincoln cent since its introduction in 1909. The design was created by Frank Gasparo and includes the phrase, "E pluribus unum," which translates to, "out of many, one," and "United States of America." In the center, you'll find the words, 1 cent, clearly indicating the coin's face value. Now, let's talk about the important factor that can influence the value of the 1963 Lincoln penny: its condition. Like most coins, the better the condition, the higher the potential value. A penny that has been circulated for years, being passed from hand to hand, likely shows signs of wear and tear. Most 1963 pennies you find today will have minor to moderate damage or fading. However, the real value lies in those rare specimens that have been well preserved or even remain uncirculated. A well-preserved 1963 Lincoln penny in mint state condition, meaning it has no visible damage, scratches, or signs of circulation, can be worth far more than its face value of just 1 cent. In fact, pennies in excellent condition can fetch anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on factors such as demand, condition, and the specific mint mark. But the value doesn't stop there. Some rare and highly sought-after variations of this coin, including certain mint errors, can make your 1963 Lincoln penny worth an astonishing amount. One of the key variations that could make a 1963 penny valuable is the presence of a minting error. Minting errors occur when the dies or the machinery used to produce coins malfunction in some way. These errors are often highly coveted by collectors, and a penny with an unusual error could fetch a hefty price at auction. Some known errors for the 1963 Lincoln penny include double die errors, where part of the design appears doubled, or off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned. Other variations include die cracks, where lines form on the coin from the dies wear over time, or even coins with unusual features, such as improper metal content. For example, one of the most highly sought-after errors is the 1963 double die obverse, where the lettering on the obverse is noticeably doubled due to the dies being misaligned. This type of minting error is rare, and when a coin with such an error is discovered, it can send collectors into a frenzy. These coins are incredibly valuable because they are unique, and only a handful of them are ever produced in a given year. This specific type of error on the 1963 penny can increase the coin's worth by thousands of dollars, depending on the quality of the coin. Another type of minting error that can make the 1963 Lincoln penny stand out is the repunched mint mark error. This happens when the mint mark is struck more than once, causing the letters to overlap or appear blurry. If you find a penny with a repunched mint mark, it could be worth significantly more than a regular penny, especially if the error is clear and easily visible. Now that we've covered the potential minting errors and the significance of mint condition, you may be wondering just how much a 1963 Lincoln penny could be worth. If you're lucky enough to have a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth around $5 to $50, depending on the quality and the demand from collectors. However, if your 1963 penny has a rare minting error or unique feature, such as the double die error or repunched mint mark, it could easily be worth $75,000. Yes, you heard that right, $75,000. That's the kind of value a rare, error-ridden 1963 Lincoln penny could command at auction. Imagine stumbling upon one of these precious coins in your collection or even your spare change jar. The excitement and joy of discovering a penny worth that much would be absolutely exhilarating. In conclusion, the 1963 Lincoln penny, while seemingly ordinary, holds incredible potential for coin collectors and enthusiasts. Its historical significance, combined with its unique design and the potential for minting errors, makes it a highly collectible piece of American currency. Whether you find a well-preserved specimen or a rare error coin, the 1963 Lincoln penny is a treasure worth keeping an eye out for. If you're just getting started in coin collecting, be sure to check your pennies carefully, as you never know what hidden gems might be waiting to be discovered. Today, we're going to dive deep into a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but could actually hold incredible value, the 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This penny might be one of those unassuming pieces of currency that you might overlook in your collection or even find tucked away in your loose change jar, but it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Stick around, because we're about to uncover some fascinating details about this coin, its history, its potential value, and just how much it could be worth today. Let's take a journey back to 1968. The world was a different place, full of historical events that shaped not just the US, but the entire world. In the United States, the year was marked by a wave of political and social change. The country was deeply involved in the Vietnam War, and the civil rights movement was pushing forward to create a more equal society. 1968 was also a year of significant advancements in technology, as the space race was reaching new heights with NASA's missions. Amidst all this, the U.S. Mint was working hard to produce the coins that were in circulation at the time, including the beloved Lincoln penny. Now, the Lincoln penny has an incredibly rich history. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it quickly became a staple of American currency. The design features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. His image has become one of the most iconic representations of Lincoln, who served as the 16th President of the United States, famously known for leading the nation through the Civil War and abolishing slavery. On the reverse side, the Lincoln penny originally showcased 2 ears of wheat, a symbol of the country's agricultural roots, which was designed by sculptor Frank Gasparo. However, in 1959, just before the 1968 penny, the U.S. Mint changed the reverse design from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, marking a new era for the penny. The Lincoln Memorial design was meant to honor the nation's 16th president and the historical significance of the monument itself. This is the design you'll see on the 1968 Lincoln penny, and it remains one of the most recognizable designs in U.S. coinage history. But what makes the 1968 penny particularly interesting? Like many coins from the 1960s, it's often overlooked, even by collectors, as it wasn't considered rare or especially unique when it was minted. In fact, the penny was produced in massive quantities that year. Over 5 billion 1968 pennies were made in the Philadelphia Mint alone. As a result, most of the coins from this year were widely circulated, leading to wear and tear. The vast majority of the pennies you'll come across today are likely worn down and won't be worth much more than their face value of 1 cent. So why would anyone want to pay attention to a 1968 penny? The answer lies in a small, often overlooked detail: condition and rarity. Despite the sheer number of these pennies produced, some of them have survived in remarkable condition, especially the ones that were kept in pristine, uncirculated form. These rare, high-quality coins can be incredibly valuable to collectors, who pay top dollar for coins that have minimal wear and are close to being in mint state, or even better, in proof condition. Proof coins are specially made coins that are struck multiple times with polished dies, resulting in a much sharper, detailed image than regular circulation coins. If you happen to have a 1968 penny that was part of a proof set, you might be holding onto something much more valuable than you initially thought. Proof coins from the 1968 era, particularly those with no signs of wear, could fetch prices that far exceed their face value, often in the hundreds of dollars, beyond the general condition of the coin. One of the most critical aspects that could skyrocket the value of the 1968 penny is the presence of a rare minting error. Minting errors are fascinating to collectors, as they are caused by faults during the production process. These errors are unique, and the rarer they are, the more valuable they become. Some of the most sought-after minting errors for the 1968 Lincoln penny include the famous double die obverse and off-center strikes. The double die obverse error occurs when the die used to strike the image on the coin shifts slightly during the process, creating a double impression of certain features, like the lettering or the date. These errors are extremely desirable, as they are uncommon and make the coin stand out from other pennies. If you have a 1968 penny with a double die error, especially if it's clearly visible, your penny could be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. Another error to look out for is the off-center strike, where the design on the coin is not perfectly aligned with the edge of the coin. This misalignment occurs when the coin isn't placed properly into the press machine, resulting in part of the design being cut off. Off-center coins are often considered a curiosity, and coins with large portions of the design missing are highly prized in the numismatic community. But the rarest of all the 1968 pennies are those that feature multiple errors, especially when combined with excellent condition. These coins are practically one of a kind, and collectors will pay top dollar for a rare, error-filled 1968 penny. The more errors and imperfections a coin has, the more valuable it becomes. Even slight minting errors, such as a weak strike or a slightly blurred image, can contribute to the coin's value. So, let's get down to the important question: how much could a 1968 Lincoln penny be worth? If you have a 1968 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially if it's a proof coin, you could expect it to fetch anywhere from $1 to $50 depending on its quality and demand in the market. However, if you're lucky enough to have a 1968 penny with a significant minting error, the value can jump dramatically. A well-preserved, error-free 1968 penny can be worth $90,000. That's right. $90,000 for a rare 1968 penny with an exceptional minting error or in perfect condition. Coins with such minting defects or errors can fetch astronomical prices at auction, especially as the number of uncirculated and error-free pennies continues to decrease over time. So, next time you find a 1968 penny in your pocket change or stumble upon one while going through your collection, don't just dismiss it as a simple coin. Take a closer look, check for any minting errors, and evaluate its condition carefully. You might just have a treasure on your hands. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that might look unassuming at first glance but actually holds a surprising amount of value: the 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You may be wondering, what's so special about a penny from 1971? Well, stick with me, because this coin has a fascinating story to tell, and it might just be worth more than you think. First, let's set the stage. The year 1971 was a pivotal time in both American history and the world of coinage. In the United States, the country was dealing with the effects of the Vietnam War and the aftermath of the Civil Rights Movement. Domestically, there was also a growing sense of change in the political and social landscape. But at the same time, the U.S. Mint was continuing to churn out coins for the American public, including the Lincoln penny, a staple of U.S. currency for more than 6 decades by 1971. Now, let's talk about the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny, introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, has remained one of the most beloved and recognizable coins in the United States. Its design features the profile of President Lincoln, created by the sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's portrait has become a symbol of leadership, resilience, and hope throughout American history. For many years, the reverse of the Lincoln penny featured 2 ears of wheat, a design that has become iconic and widely associated with the coin. However, in 1959, the reverse was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to Lincoln's legacy and the monument that stands as a symbol of the country's enduring democracy. It's this design that you'll find on the 1971 penny, and it's the one that continues to grace the reverse of the coin to this day. The 1971 Lincoln penny was minted in 2 locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Like most pennies of the time, millions of these coins were produced and circulated throughout the United States. At first glance, it may seem like another standard penny, but there's more to this particular coin than meets the eye. The 1971 penny, particularly when found in excellent condition, can be incredibly valuable to collectors, and the story behind its worth is one of rarity, condition, and the fascinating quirks of numismatics. The key factor in determining the value of a 1971 Lincoln penny is its condition. As many of you may know, coins that have been in circulation for decades can suffer from wear and tear, causing the details to become worn down. For a coin like the 1971 penny to be valuable, it has to be in exceptional condition, preferably with no visible signs of use. This could mean the coin is uncirculated or, better yet, in mint state, meaning it looks as if it was just freshly minted. A mint state 1971 penny is rare, as most pennies from that era have seen some level of wear and damage due to the heavy circulation, but there's something else that makes the 1971 Lincoln penny stand out in the world of coin collecting: minting errors. Over the years, a variety of minting errors have been discovered in 1971 pennies, and some of these errors have made the coins extraordinarily valuable. Minting errors happen when the coin is struck improperly, causing inconsistencies in the design, which can result in unusual characteristics that make the coin one of a kind. Collectors love minting errors because they add a unique element to a coin's history, and they can drastically increase its value. One of the most notable errors found in 1971 pennies is the double die variety. Double die errors occur when the coin's design is struck twice, causing some parts of the image to appear doubled or misaligned. In the case of the 1971 penny, the double die error can sometimes be seen in the date or in the inscriptions, like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." A double die penny is highly sought after by collectors, and depending on the severity of the error, it can be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. Another error worth mentioning is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be cut off. Off-center pennies are interesting because they are visually striking, and collectors often find them appealing due to their rarity. Depending on how much of the design is missing and the overall condition of the coin, an off-center 1971 penny can be worth a substantial amount beyond the errors and condition. Another factor contributing to the value of the 1971 penny is its rarity. As we know, many coins are produced in large quantities, but as time goes on, fewer and fewer uncirculated examples remain. The 1971 penny, like other coins from the same era, is becoming increasingly difficult to find in pristine condition, which makes the coins that are in great shape more valuable. But how valuable can the 1971 Lincoln penny actually get? If you happen to have a 1971 penny in uncirculated condition, it might not be worth an enormous amount just by itself, but the price can increase significantly based on the presence of minting errors and how well the coin has been preserved. It's not uncommon for a high-quality 1971 penny with a minting error to be worth several $100s. However, in rare cases, particularly for proof coins or coins with particularly striking errors, the value can go up exponentially. Now, we're getting to the part you've been waiting for, the real value of these coins. If you have a 1971 penny with a rare minting error, or if it's in an uncirculated condition that is almost flawless, your coin could potentially be worth up to $80,000. Yes, that's right, $80,000. For a 1971 Lincoln penny with a minting error or in exceptional condition, this is the kind of value that could be waiting for you if you've stumbled upon one of these rare gems. So, what should you do if you think you have a 1971 penny that could be worth a fortune? First, take a good look at the coin. Examine the condition closely, paying attention to any wear or imperfections. Then, look for any signs of minting errors, like doubled lettering or off-center strikes. If you're unsure about the coin's value, consider taking it to a professional coin dealer or a numismatist for an appraisal. They can give you an expert opinion and help you determine whether your penny could be a hidden treasure. In conclusion, the 1971 Lincoln penny may appear to be just another penny, but it has the potential to be a valuable and fascinating collectible. With the right combination of condition and rarity, these pennies can fetch impressive prices in the numismatic market. So, the next time you come across a 1971 penny, remember, what may seem like pocket change could actually be a priceless piece of American history. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and potentially very valuable coin, the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it may look like just another penny you've seen 1,000 times, but the truth is, this little coin could be hiding a secret worth tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth up to $87,000. So, if you've ever wondered what makes certain coins worth so much more than others, today's video is for you. Before we jump into the exciting value of this coin, let's take a moment to talk about the history and context behind the 1980 Lincoln penny. The United States Mint, which has been producing coins since the late 18th century, continues to mint pennies each year. By 1980, the Lincoln cent had become a staple of American currency for over 70 years. The penny has always been a symbol of hard work and determination, with its image of President Abraham Lincoln serving as a reminder of leadership, unity, and perseverance. But there's more to the story of this coin than meets the eye. The 1980 penny was minted during a significant period in U.S. history. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the United States was in the midst of economic turmoil, with rising inflation and interest rates. This period, known as the stagflation era, meant that Americans were dealing with high unemployment and an unstable economy. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins like the 1980 Lincoln penny for everyday transactions. As you may know, the Lincoln penny has undergone various design changes over the years. Since its introduction in 1909, the obverse, front, of the penny has featured the profile of President Abraham Lincoln. The reverse, however, has undergone multiple design changes. From the wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial, the reverse has reflected the evolving history and values of the United States. By 1980, the reverse of the Lincoln penny featured the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959. Now that we know a little about the history of the 1980 penny, let's take a closer look at its value. When most people think of pennies, they often assume they aren't worth much beyond their face value. After all, pennies are the lowest denomination in U.S. currency. However, in the world of coin collecting, certain pennies, especially those from specific years or with rare characteristics, can be worth far more than their original face value. So, what makes the 1980 Lincoln penny so valuable? Several factors come into play here, including rarity, condition, and mint errors. While the 1980 penny was produced in large numbers by the U.S. Mint, not all of these coins survived in pristine condition. Many were used in everyday transactions and quickly became worn and damaged. It's the coins that have remained in excellent condition, or even better, in uncirculated or near mint condition, that are the ones worth seeking out. The key to understanding the value of a 1980 penny lies in its grade. Coin collectors use a system known as grading to determine the quality of a coin. A coin's grade is determined by how well it has been preserved and how much wear it has experienced. Coins in better condition are worth more than those that show signs of heavy wear. A 1980 penny in perfect condition, with sharp details and no noticeable marks or scratches, could be worth significantly more than a coin with visible signs of use, but there's even more to it than just condition. In the world of coin collecting, there are specific varieties of coins that are much rarer and more valuable than others. The 1980 penny is no exception. Among the coins minted that year, there are certain varieties and errors that make some of these pennies more valuable than others. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1980 Lincoln penny is the wide AM variety. This refers to a specific error in which the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin are spaced farther apart than they should be. This is a subtle error, but it's one that collectors prize highly. The wide AM variety is relatively rare, and because of its scarcity, it can command a higher price on the market. Another interesting variety to keep an eye out for is the double die penny. A double die error occurs when the design is struck onto the coin more than once, causing the image to appear slightly doubled. If you happen to find a 1980 penny with this type of error, it could potentially be worth thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the doubling. In addition to errors and varieties, the overall rarity of the 1980 penny plays a big role in its value. Although millions of these pennies were minted, many have been lost or worn down over time. Those that remain in great condition, particularly those with minting errors or unique characteristics, are far less common and therefore much more valuable. So, how much can you expect to get for your 1980 Lincoln penny? Well, it depends on the condition and any errors that may be present. In general, a regular 1980 penny in circulated condition will only be worth its face value of 1 cent. However, if your penny is in uncirculated or near mint condition, its value can increase to around $10 or more. But here's where it gets really exciting. If you have one of the rare varieties or a coin with a minting error, like the wide AM or a double die penny, you could be looking at a much higher price. Some of these rare and error coins have been known to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the specific characteristics of the coin. For example, a high-quality 1980 wide AM penny in mint condition has been known to fetch anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or more, and a double die 1980 penny can sell for several $1,000s, but the real jackpot comes with one particular type of 1980 penny. If you happen to own an uncirculated 1980 penny with a rare error or variety, it could be worth an astonishing $87,000. Yes, that's $87,000 for just a single penny. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare, high-value 1980 pennies, you could be in for a life-changing windfall. Now, you might be wondering, how can I check if I have one of these rare coins? The first thing you'll want to do is examine your 1980 pennies closely. Look for signs of wear, and if the coin appears to be in pristine condition, it could be a valuable find. Next, check for any minting errors like the wide AM or double die varieties. If you're not sure how to identify these errors, there are plenty of resources available online, including guides and videos that can help you spot the differences. If you think you found a rare 1980 penny, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. These experts will assess the condition of the coin and assign it a grade, which will help determine its value. A certified coin can be sold or auctioned for a much higher price than a coin that hasn't been professionally graded. In conclusion, the 1980 Lincoln penny is far more than just a simple piece of currency. Whether you've inherited one, found one in your change, or have been collecting them over the years, it's worth taking a closer look at the 1980 penny you have. With the potential for rare minting errors and varieties, a 1980 penny could be worth a small fortune, with values reaching as high as $87,000 for the right coin. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1992 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that might just be hiding a secret fortune. While most people think of pennies as simple and low-value coins, some of them are far more valuable than you might imagine. The 1992 Lincoln penny, in particular, is one of those rare treasures. In this video, We'll uncover why this penny is worth far more than its face value and explore what makes certain 1992 pennies so highly sought after in the world of coin collectors. Let's start by taking a closer look at the history of the Lincoln penny, a coin that has been a staple of American currency for more than a century. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and his iconic design featured a profile of President Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse originally depicted two wheat ears, symbolizing the country's agricultural roots. However, by 1959, the design on the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial, as a tribute to the iconic monument in Washington, D.C. This new design would remain in place for decades, including the 1992 Lincoln pennies. By this point, the penny had become more than just currency. It had become an important symbol of American history, leadership, and resilience. The 1992 penny, minted during the early years of the 1990s, was made of a composition of 97.5% copper and 2.5% zinc, a mix that would remain standard for pennies until 1982, when the mint switched to using mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. As the country was coming out of a recession, the 1992 penny represented both economic stability and the enduring legacy of President Lincoln's leadership. At first glance, the 1992 penny might seem like just another regular coin. But like many other pennies, it's important to note that some of them are far rarer than others. The difference lies in a variety of factors, including mint marks, special characteristics, and the condition of the coin itself. While the 1992 penny was produced in large numbers, it was not immune to errors or variations that could make certain specimens stand out. One key thing that collectors are on the lookout for in 1992 pennies is the close AM versus wide AM variety. This refers to the positioning of the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin. A subtle change in the design caused some coins to have the A and M very close together, while others had them spaced farther apart, creating the wide AM variety. This minor difference, which might seem insignificant to the casual observer, actually makes a big difference to collectors. The wide AM variety is much rarer and more valuable than the regular, close AM variety. Coins with the wide AM error are highly sought after because they are harder to find in circulation, making them more desirable to collectors. This specific variety can command higher prices on the market, depending on its condition, ranging from hundreds to even thousands of dollars for a coin in pristine condition. If you're lucky enough to have a 1992 penny with this error, you could have a valuable find on your hands. Now, let's talk about the condition of the 1992 penny. In the world of coin collecting, the condition is everything. Coin collectors use a grading system to assess the quality and preservation of a coin. The grading scale ranges from good to mint state and proof, with each grade reflecting the level of wear and tear the coin has experienced. A coin that has been carefully preserved, free of scratches, dents, or discoloration, will be worth significantly more than a penny that has been heavily worn down from years of circulation. A 1992 penny in uncirculated or near mint condition is considered highly valuable, as it has been well preserved over the years. These coins often show sharp details, clear lettering, and bright, shiny surfaces. They are much rarer to find, especially among pennies that have been circulating for decades. A 1992 penny that has remained in perfect condition could fetch a significant amount of money, especially if it is one of the rarer varieties with minting errors. In addition to the wide AM variety, collectors are also on the lookout for other potential errors in the 1992 penny. One example is the double die error, which occurs when the design on the coin is struck multiple times during the minting process, resulting in doubled images. This can cause the lettering, numbers, and even Lincoln's portrait to appear slightly doubled, creating a unique and valuable feature for collectors. Another potential error to look for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be cut off or appear misaligned. This type of error is relatively rare and can significantly increase the value of the coin, especially if the misalignment is particularly dramatic. how much is a 1992 Lincoln penny worth? The value can range greatly depending on factors like condition, rarity, and any minting errors present. If your 1992 penny is in poor condition, it's likely only worth its face value of 1 cent. However, if you have a penny in uncirculated or near mint condition, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 or more. But what about the really rare 1992 pennies, the ones with minting errors or unique characteristics? Well, here's where the real excitement begins. A high-quality 1992 penny with a wide AM error, or any other rare characteristic, could potentially be worth much more. In fact, some of these rare pennies have sold at auction for thousands of dollars, but here's the big reveal: the top value for an incredibly rare 1992 Lincoln penny can reach an astounding $75,000. Yes, that's $75,000 for just one penny. If you happen to have a 1992 penny with a rare minting error, an extremely high-grade coin, or a unique variety, you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's hard to believe that something as small and commonplace as a penny could have such an enormous value. But it's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin isn't always determined by its size or face value. Rare errors, unique features, and well-preserved coins can make certain pennies worth far more than their original intended value. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1992 Lincoln pennies? Start by carefully inspecting your penny. Look for any unusual spacing between the letters in America on the reverse side. Check for any doubled images or misaligned designs. If your penny looks unusual or in excellent condition, it might be worth getting it professionally graded to determine its true value. If you find a 1992 penny that you suspect could be valuable, make sure to keep it safe and consider reaching out to a professional coin grader. Grading services will assess the coin's condition and give it a grade, which will help determine its market value. Professional grading is especially important for high-value coins, as it ensures their authenticity and condition are properly documented. In conclusion, the 1992 Lincoln penny might seem like just another ordinary penny at first glance, but in reality, it could be hiding a fortune. From its rich history to its potential for rare minting errors, this coin has captured the attention of collectors for decades. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who happened to stumble upon a 1992 penny, it's worth taking the time to examine it closely. Who knows? You may just find that your 1992 penny is worth much more than you thought, possibly as much as $75,000. So, if you've been collecting pennies or have an old jar of coins sitting around, it might be time to go through them and see if you've discovered a hidden treasure.